Hi, Professor Inaina here, your 5 minute teacher on education, childhood, youth, parenting, and all things school. Welcome. In the landscape of modern education and youth, few topics have garnered as much attention and controversy as sex education. Despite its limited role in the broader spectrum of human experience, sex has become a dominant and often contentious element of educational discourse. This disproportionate focus reflects a cultural obsession that, upon closer examination, doesn't even make sense. The preoccupation with sex education has deep historical roots in Western cultures, particularly in the influence of Anglo-Christian Puritanism. Puritanical values have historically cast sex as a moral battleground where the regulation of sexual behavior was seen as essential to maintaining social order. This led to an environment where sex, despite being a private and relatively minor aspect of our lives, was subject to intense scrutiny and control. For millennia, church has been preoccupied with sex. As these puritanical values evolved, they seeped from church into the fabric of educational systems. Remember, our education was initially introduced in Kenya by Christian missionaries with their inhibitions and obsessions about sex and cultural prejudices, stigmatizing and even criminalizing the feminine. Sex education became not just about imparting knowledge, but about policing morality, especially for women. The emphasis on sex education, therefore, is a legacy of these cultural imported anxieties. Our fixation on sex education incorrectly suggests that sex holds a central place in the development of an individual. It doesn't. There are other far-reaching aspects about the human experience that far outweigh anything that sex can ever cause, and whose education the youth need more urgently. Things like diet, exercise, breathing, thinking, and other contextual aspects like financial, social, emotional, and political intelligence and literacies have far much more serious ramifications for human beings and life than sex. They are conversations we never emphasize as parents and educators. For example, when is the last time you went to hospital and you were told that your health problem is caused by too much sex or very little of it or sex with the wrong person? You are continuously warned that the problem is your diet and your sedentary lifestyle and told to learn to pursue a healthy lifestyle, not to have less or more sex. Money and finance education are extremely important to success in life. When did you ever hear a financial consultant saying you are broke for having too little sex? When did you hear that your workmate has communication and interpersonal problems because of lack of sex or too much of it? Even in marriage, where sex is supposedly sanctioned, aren't most marital problems caused by lack of financial, social, and emotional education rather than lack of sexual education? Why then is sex education given more prominence in our discussion about education and youth than all those other literacies? Lack of sexual education will not make you broke or unhealthy or maladjusted or depressed or jobless or unemployable or a social misfit. It is lack of health, financial, mental, social, emotional, and other types of education that will. As a biological function, sex serves a very minor role than, say, breathing. In fact, breathing is the primal and vital system in a human life. And notably, God did not need sex to bring Adam to life. He breathed into his nostrils. And for millennia, yogic cultures have taught that with the right breathing education, you can attain states that would seem supernatural and beyond human capability. Yet, the average person is hardly aware of their breath, let alone using it to do anything, to talk nothing of anything like breath education. The absurdity of pursuing sex education at the expense of other literacies is like the proverbial man in Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart, who left his house burning to pursue a rat escaping from the flames. From all the hypes, the disproportionate and ridiculous emphasis on sex education does not reflect a sensible, practical necessity. I think it is time to reconsider its place and to recognize that it is the least among many other literacies that deserve attention and that our youth actually need. We are handicapped as a society because of lack of financial, health, social, emotional, breathing, civic, historical, environmental, digital, and other literacies, not sexual education. Let us pursue those and let sex remain the small matter it actually is. Thank you for your time. See you in the next lesson.